What's going on, my PT peeps and Walking Dead family, my fighters? I'm One Eye Bright, also known as PT. Don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about The Walking Dead Season 11, Part 2, really all the episodes so far, but we're going to break down the trailer for Season 11, Episode 15, which I believe is titled Trust. Spoiler warning for all things Walking Dead. So it looks awesome. The trailer looks great. They're really building up some stuff here. The build-up is usually great on The Walking Dead, but the payoff, not so much at times. It's all about keeping you watching. Well, the trailer starts with Toby's body, and you see that all the walkers are probably killed. Toby is probably taken out, and all the Commonwealth soldiers were taken out by other Commonwealth soldiers with Lance, Daryl, the Commonwealth people. We see that Daryl looks on and probably wonders what happened here. We know what happened, and I'm sure Aaron, Father Gabriel are going to really portray this story of what happened to them. It's probably not going to make sense to Lance because Lance knows about Toby and the CIA assassin and how he gets stuff done. And it's not going to make sense. It clearly is told in the trailer that Lance is not buying what Aaron and Father Gabriel are saying because he's like, well, this doesn't make sense because it's probably because you knew them, right? And we know what happened. So Lance is no dummy. Lance is super smart. Really, everyone's pretty smart at the Commonwealth. Too smart. That's why they're in power and they want to stay in power. And something has to start to show what Lance really is. I'm guessing the villain. We're hoping that he's connected with the CRM. That'd be awesome, but we're still waiting and waiting and waiting some more. Aaron basically says, are you calling me a liar? Which he may be a liar, and he probably is lying about the fact to cover his own butt. We see Daryl in some of his Commonwealth armor again with his patrol or whatever you want to call it, but they're going to Hilltop. So we're finally going to get the time jump from 1109 to 1115, the 6-month time jump that we saw. This is basically the ending of 1109. It said 6 months later from there. So we got to see where it was, what happened over that time. We know that Elijah and Maggie, and I'm guessing Lydia, and a couple other people that are there at the Hilltop. I'm not sure where Negan and Annie and those people are. We don't see them in the trailer, but I can't wait to find out. We see that Connie and Kelly go to Eugene and Rosita, and Rosita is really involved with a lot of story arcs, which is good, but it's not really good when you get more and more screen time, so it may be showing that Rosita may die, but we see the list, and sorry it's kind of blurry, it was moving in the trailer, but you see a bunch of list of names, but mainly on the right, mainly where her thumb is on the right, it says April. So we could see that April is the person that we get to see here, even though it looks kind of different now. And Tyler Davis was pointed out by the thumb right there. So look at the right thumb, it's pointing to names. So Tyler Davis is the guy that was at the banquet, the masquerade ball, whatever you want to call this. He was part of the resistance, resist the Commonwealth. Tyler Davis was a former Commonwealth trooper. So we know that Tyler Davis was on this list. He was the last list added to the name. But who made the list and wrote this list? I'm guessing with Mercer, and I'll tell you why. So April is the woman that we see in 1114. I don't know her last name, but to me, she could be on the list because she could be the people that owe or in debt or have problems like Tyler Davis did. April, Tyler Davis makes sense. So when we saw this list before it was slid under, we saw this newspaper, the article that Connie and Kelly wrote. We see Mercer, and we saw the list slide under the door, so I'm assuming that Mercer wrote the list. It was a little foreshadowing that we'll see this episode. We see Tommy, however you want to say it, Tommy, Ezekiel at the hospital, and they're freaking out. They're hiding in the hospital with bags of clothes or something in their hands with the bags, but then we see the Commonwealth soldiers go by the room. So what's going on here? What's causing the panic? Why is Tommy and Ezekiel freaking out? But there's no way to tell what the problem is here. Ezekiel has a surgery and is doing all right. We see Connie and Kelly, I'm guessing, in Eugene's room. Looks pretty good with the pastries and the stuff and, the nice blanket. So, man, Eugene's got it pretty darn good in this Commonwealth setup. Or it's Max's place, I'm not sure. But Max is talking to someone. Either she's talking to Mercer or Eugene because she says, you can change things. You have a lot of power, basically. You can get stuff done here. So I'm guessing it's Mercer. It makes sense because Mercer has a lot of power, a lot of strength. People like him, a lot of physical strength as well. He's the general of the Commonwealth Army. If he speaks, people listen, that's for sure. We see Max going to the door of Eugene, I'm guessing, based on the hair. Eugene looks worried as always. Max could be talking to Eugene to spread the word of what he found and the information that he got, but it's dangerous. You don't want to speak out too much because that's going to cause problems with Lance, but that's what we need. Then we see a great shot here of Aaron, Daryl, and Father Gabriel and the Commonwealth troopers. Where are they going? Most likely to Hilltop to talk to Maggie. Can't wait to see how it goes down, but we finally get to see what happens with Maggie and the showdown with Lance and the Commonwealth troopers. We're going to see what happens, and I'm guessing that Maggie's okay, but we know that Maggie does not trust Lance. We even hear that she says, she asks, can I trust him? Should I trust him? No, you can't trust Lance, that's for sure. Maggie is trusting her gut instinct not to trust these people, so why would she do it now? Then Daryl replies, you should trust me. So probably they're gonna let Lance and Daryl at least into the Hilltop. Daryl, Aaron, and Father Gabriel will probably get access in there to have the story what happened at the riverbend. And that's where the trailer ends. But we have yet to see this scene right here, and it's inside Hilltop. Herschel, Maggie being surrounded by Commonwealth troopers. And we know that Maggie has the gun pointed at somebody. I'm guessing Lance. And again, this is not in the trailer. It's a different trailer that I got this from. But 6 months later, we finally get to see what happened from 1109, now 1115. So a lot of stuff has happened in between then and those episodes. So what's going to happen here? Daryl is clearly talking to Lance or whatever, and I'm sure he's like, let me go talk to her because it's not working. She's not just going to let them in like, hey guys, come on in, take over, right? Because she doesn't trust the Commonwealth. She doesn't want to see the Commonwealth ever again. And it was big time news when we found out that Daryl was a Commonwealth trooper. Again, this was at the end of 1109, and it was pretty big news. I'm thinking that we have to have Oceanside stand up for Hilltop and Maggie at some point, whether it's here or in 1116. That's just my guess. Now, my question is, what happened with this? Rosita found this room, all the propaganda, posters, spray paint stuff, and then we haven't seen it since. So Rosita found this, and we saw the posters, but we haven't seen them up and about. We saw them in a hidden closet. Also, what is happening with Lance's group? Are they part of the resistance? Are they another thing that Lance is connected with? Because Lance has his hands in a bunch of different cookie jars. And I really hope that Shira is connected with either the CRM, Lance's some sort of militia, secret task force or something. And it really turns out to be something great. Now, it's great there was a Stephanie and a thing and it was cool, but we need more to it. Like, really, that's all it was? Like, I hope there's more to these characters and the story, what it was, building up to something big, and I would love to see it connect with the CRM. Don't know if it will, but I would like to see that. And as we're approaching the end of the series, I really hope there's big time stuff happening with the movies, the spin-offs, something there. It's the end of the series, but it just feels like it's not going to be the end of the series. Like, we're going to see more of these characters carrying on in different spin-offs and different shows. We already know we're getting a couple different spin-offs, so why not have more? Continue it in a different way for the Walking Dead universe to continue. And I would love for Lance's people, CRM, sort of connections, and we always thought it would be pretty cool to see a connection there. Now, we think that Lance is going to do something terrible at some point, right? I mean, he hasn't really done much. He's kind of helped the group. Could he betray Aaron and or kill him? He's definitely the mastermind of things, the puppet master with stuff. Like I said, he has his hands in a bunch of different cookie jars with Pamela Milton, Sebastian Milton, Mercer, his own people. Like, he's got a bunch of stuff and allies for him to keep alive. But do you think he does something? Or is it Sebastian that turns our group against the Commonwealth? Like, enough already. What's the straw that breaks the camel's back? Let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you guys. We truly appreciate all the love and support. It truly means the world. Stay safe. And as always, tell them Daryl.
Yo, we love you guys.